Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and on today's DIY Wednesday video, I've said it every single time, but we're gonna finish the sunroom today because I was standing here this morning and I'm looking around thinking, what really needs to be done? I'm amazed and almost shocked and kind of feel like, really, is that all? Basically, I need to touch-up paint. That's it. I was looking around and I said, obviously I need to touch up paint the crown molding, sand and paint the entry into the sunroom from the living room. Yesterday, I got really ambitious. I cut my 6 little 1x1 inch squares of tile and I laid those in next to my new oak flooring, grouted it all yesterday, so done there. So basically today is touch-up paint, clean, definitely need to clean. Then I have one little project that I want to do, and then yeah, we're done. So let's get into it. I found my white trim paint in the garage. I've mixed that up, it's ready to go, and that's it. Okay, I'm just gonna call it on the touch-up. See, I mean, you can sit there and touch up and touch up and touch up. I got fine brushes out. I think I'm done. At a glance, everything looks perfectly painted. So while that's drying, I wanna move on to the project that I had planned, which is the plans. I want to frame the plans for this sunroom build. I had a whole roll, I think there were like 5 or 6 sheets of plans. I picked the plan that looked the cutest, that had some words but not a ton of words, had the whole layout so you could see like where the door used to be, where the stairs used to be that I jackhammered out, you know, stuff like that. I thought would be fun hanging over the buffet in the dining room area. And just so happens, I have this frame that actually found next to a dumpster and I've just been having it in my garage. It's almost the perfect size. I might have to trim a little bit of this paper, which is not what I really wanted to do, but if it saves me from going out and buying a ginormous frame, then I'll cut some paper. But I'm not really feeling the vibe of this. I don't wanna go like super overboard. I wanna do something quick, get it done, make it look better. I think I'm gonna lightly sand. Well, first I'll remove the glass and all that good stuff. I wanna lightly sand the frame. Then I went out in my garage and I found some beigey, olivey chalk paint that I wanna kind of sloppily, not that sloppily, but it doesn't need to be like full coverage to me. I'm winging it. I went into my garage and I looked at my paint shelf. First I grabbed a yellow and I was like, maybe yellow. And then I saw this. And then if I take some of the dark, what is this, special walnut stain and rub it over the top, because in this room, most of the vibe is wood tones. So I'm gonna give this frame, in my mind, what would be a wood toned look, I guess. So I'm gonna paint it with this chalk paint and then wipe on some of this special walnut stain. We'll see if it looks good. What I mostly don't like is, it's hard to tell in this frame, but there's like a faint, and it almost looks like it's printed on, like ivy leaves or something like that. I don't really care for. So I brought in a sponge brush so I could get willy-nilly in all these little cracks and crevices. This frame feels like plastic to me, so I'm not too worried about it. If we don't like the paint job, I can paint it again. So let me start prepping this, take out all the glass, and then we'll get to sanding and painting. Okay, initial sanding and prep are done. And as I was sweeping up the black plastic sawdust from my floor, I was thinking, oh, and you wonder why your grout is so black. Yeah, it's because I sand in here and then you know, whatever. Okay, I'll toothbrush it with bleach later. All right, now I'm gonna start painting. Hopefully I can, oh, I might not be able to get this open. I might have to go get pliers. I'm gonna open this, I'm gonna stir it, and then I'm gonna sponge it on here. Cover a light coat, maybe lightly sand it. Like I said, we're winging it. We're just gonna let the creativity take over our body, and the paint brush is an extension of our own hand, and whatever happens, happens. So we're gonna love it either way, because the creativity tells us so.
The muse?
Let me go open this paint. Well, right as I stood up, I gave it one more try, and I opened it right up. Ooh, it does not look good in there though, I'll tell you what. Did I mix this with something at one point? I think I'm gonna go put it in a cup, maybe thin it out a little bit. It's not looking good in there. So I might like literally need to strain it. So yeah, okay, I'll be back. Okay, I think I worked out the paint. I had to put a lot of water in it, and I stirred it around. I don't know, hopefully it works. Let's get out a sponge brush from the good old Dollar Tree and see what we're working with here. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think we'll just keep sponging this along, kind of willy-nilly. I don't wanna get like a full-on solid coat, because I do like the nooks and crannies and maybe having some of the black show through. That's what creativity's telling me right now. Could also be laziness. I don't know. I like to think creativity. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this for a while, and then we'll move on to step 2. Okay, I think I've got it to my liking. I just did 2 coats of really watered down chalk paint. The thing is I can still like see the indentation of where like the weird ivy print was. I was testing like, what if I lightly sand it over the paint? I don't know, it's giving it that shabby chic look we all know. So I stopped because I was like, well, what if I rub on the darker stain, then do a light sand? I think that's what creativity is telling me to do.
Divine inspiration.
This side was my last side, so it's not fully dry, but I feel if I start with the stain and just work my way around, by the time I get to there, that should be dry. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play around with stain now. Okay, so I did all of that, and now we have a that's a fine how do you do moment, because everything I just did makes the imprint of the ivy stand out more to me now. Let me show you. See it? Why is it standing out more after I just painted it and stained it? I don't know. I might let it fully dry before I decide if I hate it or not. Some areas it's like, oh, like see all the imprint of the ivy? It doesn't even feel like it's like engraved in there, but clearly it's lightly engraved in there. Other than that, I really like the way the texture or the finish came out. I just wish that ivy wasn't there. So I'm gonna leave it under this fan and let it dry, and I'm gonna clean up some stuff and then maybe relook at it with fresh eyes. It might just get hung this way. That corner over there is dark. No one will notice. Okay, it's the next morning. I got up bright and early. Well, not that bright and early, but pretty bright and early. I framed the floor plan. I just decided to leave the frame. Yeah, can you see kind of the ivy pattern, but can you really make it out? Not so much. And also, I just didn't feel like repainting it again, so I think it's fine, and it looks really cute. I hung it, it looks cute. Now, all that's left is cleaning and final details. And I just have to tell you, I don't know if I'm brilliant, but I think I'm brilliant. This room and the whole house, from all the work and demolition and everything that I've been doing over the last forever, it's dusty. Even if you dust, it's still kind of dusty. And then plus I have some things in here like my vintage shutters, just things that really collect dust, and there's no real good way to like get the dust out of every nook and cranny. So I brought my air compressor in here, and I air compressored this entire room. Every piece of furniture, I blew off every bit of dust. It's kind of foggy in here now. I'm waiting for all the dust to settle so then I can sweep and then actually go in and dust and polish everything. Then I need to hang a few more things, and then we're done. So right now I'm gonna just bust ass and I'm gonna clean this room like it's never been cleaned before. I'm even gonna try to scrub some of the grout, like this really dark grout that blends in with the light grout, just to kind of camouflage it a little bit without like scrubbing the grout on this entire floor. I will mop. I really should clean there's tons of stuff that I really should do, but for the most part, I just wanna make it clean enough and presentable enough. So that's the plan. Cleaning, final details, and then the final reveal. Oh, and we'll go over how much all this cost me. When you think your room is clean, and then you take an air compressor to it. Yeah, get a good look. This could all be in your house too, and you just don't know it. Okay, I just spent the last 4 hours cleaning and doing the final finishing touches. And I am proud to say I am officially done with the sunroom makeover. Yes! Are you guys ready to see it? Because it's pretty amazing. Sit down, you're gonna die. Dun 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 dun! Oh my God, can you even believe it? I love everything about my little sunroom dining room combo. There's my floor plan, all the beadboard, the crown molding, and can you believe after 4 years, I finally have this done. This is all done. 4 years ago, I knocked down that weird little half wall that was here, and now, it doesn't look like a demolition situation. It looks so good. I love it so much. And I even scrubbed the grout right here with a little toothbrush. It was really dirty, and now it blends in much nicer with the new grout that I've put in. Dun 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 dun. So cute. I love everything about this sunroom. Oh, I mean, come on. Look at that. I mean, if that doesn't belong in like, what is it, AD, they should be coming to my house to do a tour. Seriously, it's beautiful. I mean, come on, can't nobody tell me nothing. This room looks so good. Do you even remember what it looked like before? Over there used to be a door and stairs, and now it's a beautiful wall with my buffet that Aunt Diane gave me. It looks amazing. We've got tile. Well, the tile's a little iffy. We've got it, and from a distance, it looks pretty good. And remember, wherever there's green beadboard now, it used to be stucco. It used to be the original exterior of this house. Beige stucco. Can you even handle it? And right here, where I am sitting, for years and years and years and years, you guys have seen this. There was 6 inches by 32 inches on either side of me of subfloor. There were electrical cables hanging out. The whole thing was a shit show. And now, dare I say it's beautiful? It's beautiful. Okay, so the big question on everybody's mind, how much did I spend? Now, to be fair, this half of the sunroom was already done. All I did for this half was slap a couple coats of paint on there. So I didn't have to do anything with this side. Everything I did was on this side of the sunroom. So let's get my paper. First, jackhammer rental. I rented the jackhammer from the Home Depot, and that rental cost me $120.26. If you remember, that was money well spent. There'd be no other way I would be able to remove those stairs if I didn't rent that jackhammer. And thank you to Editor John for helping me do that, because while I probably could have managed doing it on my own, I probably couldn't have managed doing it in the 4-hour rental period. Then we have all of the beadboard that I put up to cover up the stucco. I think I originally bought 7 beadboards, but I took 1 back. So I got all of that beadboard at the Lowe's, and the total for that was $181.92. Then we have drywall and the drywall screws. I needed drywall for the big gaping opening that was left once I took that exterior patio door down. And the drywall and the screws I got at the Home Depot, and those cost me $43.51. Then I had the rebar. I had to buy 4 4-foot long rebars to put into the cement hole so that I could tile. That rebar I got at the Home Depot as well, and that was $22.49. Now, the cement for that area I already owned. I purchased it a million years ago. I have those bags of cement at my old house. I moved them into a storage shed and then moved them here. So I'm surprised they were still cementable. So I marked those at 0 because I bought them a long time ago and I don't even know how much I paid for them. Then that brings us to the drywall patch squares. I had to get a little whatever they sell them in, 2x2, 4x4, whatever. I had to get for this side of the stairs and for this side of the stairs. And I got those at the Lowe's and I bought 2 of them and that total was $16.21. Then the 80 million little containers of stain, I bought 4, and my clear coat for my wood here, I got that at the Ace for the 4 little containers of stain and the clear coat. That cost me $53.29. And then the oak floorboards, we all know those not cheap. I got those at the Lowe's. That total was $70.29. Then I had things like mortar, caulk, and the grout purchased at the Home Depot. Those things were $53.21. Then we have all of our trim everywhere. The new trim for either side of this opening, the trim for the outside, the trim that went along the top. Trim. Oh gosh, I spent a lot of money on trim. I got all of that trim at the Home Depot and it cost $124.65. Then that brings us to the tile. That was already here, which a little bit of a blessing and a little bit of a curse. No money for that. I used whatever was left to me in this house by the previous owner, so that was $0. The green paint, surprisingly, I purchased that 4 years ago when I moved into this house. I knew that I wanted this sunroom to be buttercup yellow on this wall and this avocado green on this wall. I don't recommend purchasing your paint that many years in advance, but I do have that fancy little paint stir thing that you put on a drill, so it was fine. Otherwise, that paint probably would have been old and I would have wasted it and I would have had to dispose of it somehow. So for the tile and the paint, I put $0 because I already had it. If I had to go buy the paint, I only used 1 gallon. I mean, I was scraping the bottom of the gallon, I will tell you what, during all the touch-ups, but it was just 1 gallon for this side. So what's that? 25, 27, 28 bucks. I put 0 down because I already owned it. And then the very last odds and ends supplies, you know, like wood filler, putty, all of those little odds and ends cost me $34.79. So the grand total of this sunroom makeover, this half, cost me, ready? $720.62. Now, yes, that does sound expensive. However, when I think back to the money I spent on my tiny little baby bathroom makeover, this does not seem that bad at all. And now I actually, can you even believe it? I can't believe it. I actually have a completed sunroom / dining room. I can't believe it. So I'm gonna say $720 well spent. Now, I know while my style is amazing and I love it, I know it is my style. I am not saying that you guys should replicate every single thing I have done in this dining room. You might hate the color green. I know there are some of you out there that can't stand that I do a lot of stuff in my house orange, but it's my house. I have to look at it every single day of my life. I am just showing you guys the process. So hopefully when I'm doing makeovers in my sunroom, in my bathroom, in my kitchen, that it inspires you. While I don't expect you to choose green paint, peach paint, orange paint, I do want you to get inspired and think, what color do I want to paint a room? Maybe I have a wall that's disgusting, and maybe I've done a makeover that's inspired you to hang wallpaper or put up beadboard. Maybe you have a door that you don't even use and you love the wall space. You can take it out, put some drywall up, paint right over the top of it. I just love showing you guys these makeovers in this little 1954 house in hopes that it inspires you. And if it does, let me know in the comments below. Now, with all that said, it's been 4 years and about, I don't know, when did I start this? 3 months ago? So, stamp it. It's official. Done. So, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the DIY Wednesday videos I push out, which is every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.